That new ground, that once-in-a-lifetime tag, that's what long-range shooting's all about for me. It's just the opportunities you get in your life aren't that many, and when you get one, I want to make it count. So we came out to Thurber, Texas today. We're at the castle. They're having an ELR shoot. Alamo invited me out. You can hear the guys shooting in the back. They're starting at a mile and they're gonna walk it out to 3,800 yards tomorrow. That's what these guns are capable of. It's amazing to watch these guys shoot. I just like to come hang out, learn from these guys, watch what they're doing, watch them use their kestrels, watch them spot. It's all about that same dynamic when we're out in the field hunting. So Alamo Precision Rifles, they got a bunch of guys here. They're all shooting well. They've already been on the board several times, but what a cool thing to check out. Check out this ELR shooting, Greystone Castle here in Thurber, Texas.
Does this translate into hunting? I've seen it go two ways. I've seen the responsible way of leading this into making somebody a better hunter, and I also, unfortunately, it's not hard to look out there in the landscape and see a lot of guys trying to push the boundaries that haven't really done the due diligence to figure out how to make the equipment work for them, that probably has the potential to leave a negative impact on the sport, in my opinion. But that said, the guys that take the time to learn this will become more proficient hunters, more proficient shooters anyway. That I think it allows you to capitalize on opportunities that you couldn't capitalize on in the past, and feel confident in doing that and be ethical in doing that as well, which I think is a big part of it. You know, I always laugh. I mean, we shoot to 2 miles. Would I ever hunt anywhere at half that distance? Absolutely not. But what that's done for me as a shooter personally, there was a time not many years ago where a 500-yard shot was a pretty iffy dice. You know, it was a gamble. You know, it was a gamble. What this has let me do is learn to read conditions, learn my equipment better to where, you know, I joke about it all the time. I feel like I can make a 500-yard shot in a hurricane now. It's just a no-pressure situation. So when you get that opportunity, and we all know how opportunities are pretty hard won a lot of times on truly trophy class animals, you know, this just gives you that flexibility and that confidence to be able to reach out a little bit farther with a little more confidence. And I don't even say confidence. I mean, when you pull the trigger, you're sure of the outcome, you know. I mean, you wouldn't be taking the shot if you weren't, I would hope. But it allows you to extend that range and your proficiency to a level that I think, for me personally, I can look at my wall in my office and at home, and this is translated into something really good for me. You know, I've gotten opportunities I've been able to capitalize on that I wouldn't have been able to do 10 years ago.
Blue Collar Adventures is proudly partnered with Cinnamon Creek Ranch, Vortex Optics, Game Guard, Alamo Precision Rifles, Long Shot Gear, the source for your long-range pursuits.
I know for me, my passion that kicked this off was actually geared back towards hunting. You know, I was seeing guys have success at farther ranges, and I thought most people should be comfortable shooting because I didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. So it kind of led me down this path to learn how to shoot longer, you know, with the intention of it making me a better hunter or opening opportunities, and it's done exactly that. You know, tenfold, honestly. I mean, I feel like I can make a shot now that's 5 times farther than I've ever been comfortable before, and do it with enough confidence that I feel, I know the outcome before it happens, you know. It's rare that something goes wrong. So I think that, you know, and trying to build the most accurate hunting rifle we could, it kind of leads you down this path. You know, once you have this equipment, now how far can we push this equipment? So I think it all kind of feeds back on itself at some point, you know. I've never met a truly competitive long-range shooter that wasn't a hunter. I'm not saying there's not any out there, but if you look around and ask everybody here at this match today, I think you'll find a common ground that most of us probably wanted to figure out how to shoot farther in a hunting situation that drove us to here. And then of course we fall in love with this side of the sport because we're really pushing the limits here, you know. So, you know, I think being able to do that, and I think taking that technology and what we learned doing this and incorporating into our hunting rifles just makes a better package, you know, altogether.
Zebra with the springboard. You see him walking by the rocks, man. Yeah, there's one. Walking. He's facing to the left.
He's waves from the herd and the springbuck with the bunch.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, for me, long-range shooting has just become kind of a passion or a lifestyle. I started shooting for some of the big rifle companies on the show over 10 years ago, and I just love to learn to be a better marksman over time, but you learn kind of what you like. You start to shoot a lot of rounds downrange. You start to figure out what feels good and what doesn't, and the past 10 years, I've got to shoot with some of the best shooters there are in the world and pick up things, and to go apply that in hunting scenarios has been just outstanding. It's something that I look forward to, and you learn to be that guy that makes that shot. And for us as hunters, we just want to make a great ethical shot. Sometimes when that distance is there, it makes it a challenge, but when you work at it, you have the right equipment, which I do, it just is such a rewarding hunt. And it takes scenarios that when I started hunting in the beginning when I was young, I would have never dreamt that I could make those shots. And so that's kind of where it's at for me. This is one of the rifles I use right now. This is Alamo Precision. I teamed up with those guys. They're right here in my backyard. They're here in Texas. And as you guys saw, they're shooting 2 miles. That's a long ways. And for a guy to understand how to make it work at that distance, that's the guy I want working with me, building my rifles. And they're the kind of guys that their passion is to put something in your hands that's accurate. So yeah, along the way, we've got to go on some great hunts, and here's a few highlights from over the years on some of our long-range success. And we're going to start with one of my favorites. Shooting with my daughter has been so exciting for me because I started her where I quit learning at the time. So I was beginning to really learn and master this, and that's where she started to learn from. So being young and coachable, she just jumped right in, and she outshoots most of my friends. But here's a great hunt we did.
Hey!
Reload.
Sound like a hit.
Should she reload?
Reload.
He's going down.
Oh guys, bringing your kids over here is better than the first time I came over here.
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow,
you.
that's 275 off the sticks. That's a long shot for a big kid.
That's
Oh my God.
I've seen a lot of hunters that can't do that.
I can't make that shot that often.
Yeah.
Holy cow, good shot,
Good
baby.
patience.
Great
Good
shot.
patience. That was awesome.
Gosh.
Wow.
Whenever you're ready, leave, stop. Just take your time.
I'm freezing.
Yeah. No, not yet. He's turned away too much. She's right in the horns.
Ready?
Yeah. God, that's a good buck.
I'm glad I saw him.
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow. I'm so excited.
That's the biggest mule deer I've seen on this trip.
That's the biggest mule deer I've ever seen, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, babe. It's a little bit bigger than yours.
Jeez, that's a toad.
Our methods, honestly, I think the way that we build things, a little different than a lot of other builders. We have some techniques and some protocols that we have in place that kind of assure quality throughout the entire build process. I think one thing that we do different is we qualify a build from beginning to end. I keep data on every single rifle that we build. So we have this kind of repository of data to look back. We can spot trends with different barrels, types, calibers. We stay on top of that. We're always testing and researching, and I think that kind of sets us apart a little bit.
Blue Collar Adventures is proudly partnered with Cinnamon Creek Ranch, Vortex Optics, Game Guard, Alamo Precision Rifles, Long Shot Gear, the source for your long-range pursuits.
You know, optics-wise, I'm really pleased with Vortex and what they've done and the reputation they have, and I'm really enjoying using their LHT, their razor. And I brought some new tools in with it. You know, you've got the ballistics built into my binoculars now. You've got my Kestrel. And all that stuff just makes it that much more precise. I don't want to make a mistake. I want to make a clean harvest or a great shot. And it's all because of the time you put at the range and the data you learn, learning your equipment. But it all begins with the foundation. It's got to be a great rifle with a good optic on it. And then we go from there.
Is in it with all the does, right, Nick?
Yeah.
They're like around him.
Just facing away. Okay.
Drilled him.
Dude,
About time.
thanks for putting up with me, my friend. Thank you. Oh, man.
So he's the one facing to the left, his head's to the left. Good shot.
614. We've been here all day, guys. We have been, he's a mountain goat. He's got eagle eyes, and he drags big guys like me around the mountains and puts us on stuff like this. He found him this morning. The sun wasn't right. Oh my gosh.
Even I'm shaking.
I was shaking, man. I'm still shaking. What a beautiful animal. New Zealand is a dream come true.
Pot shot. Pole axe.
And I really wanted to shoot a springbuck, and we found a springbuck.
Yeah, and not just anyone. I know we've hunted a couple, but it's testing the equipment and a little bit of a test for you as well.
That was a test. That was a test, man.
That shot, I thought STJ is going to miss that you understand. The moment I watch it from here, from the distance where he was, I thought he's going to have a down shot, not the real exact shot. No, I don't think so. But it's a perfect shot. One shot, one down.
If you want to come out and try some of this gear, check out one of our schools. We've got a beautiful ranch right here in Palo Pinto County. We've got targets out to 1,500. We got a lodge you want to stay and spend some time. But we'd love for you to come shoot with us, try some gear, and help get you to that next level with your shooting. Whether it's new gear or just some shooting techniques, we'd love to have you at a school. Go to longshotgear.com. I heard he hit him.
Yeah.
Here we are south of Sheffield, Texas in Terrell County, chasing aoudad sheep all over about 20,000 acres of land. We've got a bullet sent from 706 yards. Clearly heard impact. It was a big old thud, so I know we got the right part of the animal.
I've been dreaming about coming to West Texas since my very first trip years ago. I came out here, didn't even really know what the species was. I fell in love with them so much. They're my logo. This is the blue collar sheep of Texas. And my great friend, Robert Rice, has been threatening to bring me down here for a couple years, and we finally made it. The hard work paid off. We just went a mile over there, shot this beautiful ram a mile back, and we just left the truck just abandoned. You know, when I started shooting long range, I showed up and one of my sponsors had me go to a bunch of schools and learn from some instructors they had, and man, I got hooked. I enjoyed hitting targets out there at 1,000 yards and plus and learning what that bullet did. And growing up as a kid, we always hunted and we always shot, but we just tried to put our scope at 100 yards and zero it. And after that, it was kind of good luck. That seems like it's too far. So to make that transition to be a long-range shooter and learn and get to shoot with some guys that are some of the most renowned shooters in the world, it's been an amazing experience. And with that, I wanted to build a company that I can help you guys get the same stuff that we're using. You know, because it's overwhelming. You go and there's a million brands, there's different optics, there's this, there's that, the other. And so I've been out there, I've been very fortunate in my life to get to go hunt all over the world, apply my long range skills and learn. You know, you learn from your successes and your failures. And the technology that Vortex has now with their ballistics rangefinders and the scopes and the way to dial the data on here just makes things so much better. And a new one I have is Kestrel, And this is the next level of knowing the information about your environment. You know, I've always had a rangefinder, you always have a wind meter, and you're trying to get your distance and your windage. And the atmospheric pressure and all that stuff plays a role, and that's where Kestrel's talking to my binoculars, helping me make that perfect dial, setting my dope up just right. So that's kind of the journey. I want you to come to me and say, hey, what do I need? And I have customers call me every day, hey, I want to do this, this is my goal. And we start from a perfect rifle, put the optic on, get it set, shoot it, get it ready for you guys to have success. So whether you're a beginner or you're a shooter that makes me look like I can't shoot at all, I want to have something on my website that helps you. I want to find the best of the best. I'm in the industry, I'm traveling around, learning from different guys, and there's stuff that works and there's stuff that doesn't. But the basic stuff you need will be on long shot gear.
1,000 yards.
Yeah, so Jay's going to get involved with this. He may come into it kicking and screaming, I don't know yet, but he kind of already initiated himself. We were out shooting the other day and had the 416, and he was coming by to visit with us for a while, and had a few rounds left, and I was like, hey, send him downrange, you know, so he did. And I hope that that was kind of the bait. I haven't got the hook set just yet, but I feel like we're that close to it. I think another day out at the range and start shooting some 1.5 mile targets or something, kind of get him started, I think we'll get it there.